So I have a little story here and a new deck profile for you guys. 6 years ago, actually it'd be 5.5 at this point, but we built this beautiful concept deck here called Jam Breeding Machine Stun. And the ability of the deck was we have Jam Breeding Machine creating this consistent flow of monsters every single turn. And I understood that a lot of people didn't like duality in the deck back in the day, because past turn 1 you couldn't use it because every turn Jam Breeding Machine shits out this token that you can't interrupt. So the thing with this is you would use wetlands and you would use the big fat trap card here to create these super tokens, and then the rest of your deck would just be this stun based engine to disrupt your opponent. Well, my friend Jimmy Avini has been spamming me and sending me all of these really cute decks, and I promise you guys I will get into the vault of cool things that he's got, and we're going to look at these. But he sent me a revised version of this, and the first thing that went through my head was, oh my god, I forgot about this, because this is on the back burner. If you guys look through the archive on this channel, yeah, it is. We have solid 10 years worth of videos on this channel, and you guys can see we've come a long way in terms of things in general development. But to see something like this drug out of the archive, it warmed my heart a little bit. And when you warm a big ogre's heart, you know, there's got to be cool things to come. So what did Jimmy build, and what are we doing here? So we took an interesting concept approach to this deck, and he approached the Subterra monsters. Now, having a Subterra engine in the deck does give you more of a means to play the game. And when I say that, the Subterra monsters themselves are interesting because you're able to play hand traps and you're able to play negations. When you look at something like that, it makes the deck a little bit better. Now, your main strategy has always been Jam Breeding Machine. So Jam Breeding Machine, during each of your standby phases, special summon 1 slime token, Aqua type water, level 1, 500 attack, 500 defense, in attack position. You cannot summon any monsters except slime tokens, but you can still set them. So one thing I do want to point out is you're able to kind of, the semantics once again, but like you're able to have access to these types of things here. But every turn, Jam Breeding Machine, base 500. Alright, so if we put wetlands on the field, all aqua type monsters, water level 2 or lower, are going to gain 1200 attacks. So with this we're going to get 1700 tokens. Well, if we also combine that with Token Stampede, we turn these tokens into 2700 beat sticks, 3700 beat sticks, 5700 beat sticks, in a world where, you know, you have all of these cards and you're able to resolve them and do your thing. Yeah, that's super cheeky, I know, but we like cheek factor. So that is something I did want to point out there. Of course, the rest of the deck, much like the original concept, you're going to need cards to be able to stun the opponent. And one of the best ways to stun your opponent, oh yeah, Manhunt. Move that opponent's monster out of the way, do your thing. Alright, like, you can't really do anything with it because Jam Breeding Machine prevents you from using it, but, you know, we don't really care about that. In a perfect world also, if we get more than 1 Jam Breeding Machine on the field with these, just enjoy your super fat beat sticks every single turn. So it is a relatively old concept, I know. It is a little bit dated, but I like what he was attempting to do here. I do like the inclusion of the Subterra engine in the deck because it does put a different spin on things. You've got to understand, once again, that your essential turn 1 plays, you know, you're playing cards like Duality to be able to set up turn 1. You're playing the Subterra engine to set up turn 1, because, you know, what happens if you don't see the Jam Breeding Machine? You know, you don't want your whole deck to be a brick, and it's a strange concept, I know. Playing really bad cards in a deck because you're playing really bad cards in a deck. Fucking mind-blowing. So, let's kind of dig into this, talk a little bit more about the strategy, and honestly, what my boy Jimmy was thinking when he took this old concept and said, I'm going to change this because this is still weird to me. Alright, so we are playing triple copies of Subterra Fiendus. This is going to be the standard hand trap. Give the ability to reset our boy Guru. Nothing else too crazy outside of that. We want disruptions, and getting 2 disruptions is great. Like, it's what the deck wants to do. Of course, we are playing triple copies of Guru, the standard flip, add a Subterra monster from your deck to your hand. And then quick effect, while you control another Subterra card, you can use each effect of him. So you get the ability to reset him and something else on the opponent's field, as long as you control that other Subterra card. we do play other good cards. So it's pretty standard there. We do play triple copies of Heatwave. This card can only be activated at the start of main phase 1. Neither player can normal or special an effect monster till your next draw phase. This is actually really cool. It's something I don't think we really included in the previous version of the deck, because the token is a normal monster. So if you Heatwave shit out your token, you're in a pretty decent position because you're able to bar your opponent from playing the game effectively for a turn. So especially turn 1 Jam Breeding Machine this, and then next turn get this again and start running down your opponent for damage. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, of course, we have triple copies of Jam Breeding Machine, our essential card that's going to start our deck, kind of do the things we want to do. Yeah, I know, it's a deck that goes past turn 1. What a strange concept. Now, we do play 2 copies of Duality, like I said, with the clashing and things like that. Past turn 1, you're probably not going to be able to use this fully, so just kind of be aware of what you're getting yourself into when you do sit down and you do try to play this deck. Now, something I wanted to point out here. Down in the extra deck down here, we have nothing of value, but I was giving consideration to something like Super Poly on the side, and just wanting to kind of mess around, maybe Fusion of Fire for Violet Chimera. There are things to explore in the extra deck that I really haven't got the chance to touch on, at least from the initial list that Jimmy gave me. I do think that you can mess around with things like that. I do think the potential side deck options to maybe change things up might not be a bad thing if you do want to approach the concept of doing that, because I do think you have options available to you for the extra deck. It's just, you got to find that perfect medium of what other Subterra players are doing. We do play the 1 copy of the Cave Clash. I mean, getting the ability to get our Fiendus back to our hand is really good, I feel. Absolutely no reason not to be playing this. Then we have 2 copies of Terraforming to get to our 6 field spells. Speaking of field spells, so we do play triple copies of the Hidden City. So, getting to that Subterra engine, you shouldn't have any real problem getting this turned on. I understand why people might be like, oh, well, why are you doing this? Like, past turn 1, you're not going to be able to do anything. I think you're fine with this, because turn 1 you want to go Hidden City. Probably turn 2 on, you want to start getting to the wetlands. So for turn 1 plays, yeah, absolutely, Hidden City is going to be the perfect thing. Now, triple copies of Wetlands, I don't think you want to cut this. I know I kind of wanted to play 2 when I first initially saw this, but it's like, what do you cut? What do you want to play? And we have 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Disruption, Hand Trap-esque is very, very good. And then we are playing the triple copies of Manhunt. Like I've said in the past, Manhunt is a phenomenal card. Being able to negate an opponent's monster and take control of it, yeah, that's dirty. And then, of course, we are playing 1 copy of Solemn Judgment, 2 copies of Solemn Strike, 1 copy of Solemn Warning, 2 copies of the Final Battle. Getting the ability to abuse our Subterra cards to maximum amount is really good. And then, of course, we have the triple token Stampede. Hey, I like when my tokens can't be destroyed by battle, even though they're 2,700. Shifty eyes. The extra deck, like I said, you have room to explore. We have triple Black Skull, triple Aqua Dragon, triple Amulet Dragon, triple Amphibious Boogeroth, and triple Ambulance Rescueroid. It's almost like I just went to the first page of fusions. And then the side deck here, currently we have triple Water Spirit Aoi. Tribute a water monster, look at your opponent's hand, and then you can send 1 card from their hand to the graveyard. This with Jam Breeding Machine, pretty decent. Then we have 1 more Final Battle, just if you need to side it in for other things. So this is strictly table 500. I understand that. It's a fun little concept. Jimmy wanted to update and he sent it to me, and I was like, we're going to profile this. So, guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about the spin on a very old concept. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts down below. And, well, guys, I'm out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.